Or out of this, because we're going back to the controversy playing out in Karnataka.
Okay, they took a decision to shift. That means that there is a concern about the safety of the children in the hostel.
Exactly.
There is a concern about their safety. Where are
All right, so I believe the DC of Chitradurga, where those protests against the Seer and the inaction of the administration and the police were ongoing just a short while back, was speaking to the media. There have been concerns raised on the safety of the victims, the complainants in this case, 2 minor girls, and also why no action has been taken, especially an arrest hasn't happened under pocso.
हाँ हाँ
It looks like the DC in Chitradurga is facing protests and has been questioned.
Children,
they are in danger?
no, they are utterly safe. Nothing to worry about children.
Have you given any instructions to police to summon or question? That is the only demand.
No, that is not my this thing. That's not
The
my.
organizations are concerned. They're saying the protests are only going to intensify. They're saying that
How are we going to control? Yeah.
how is the district administration with this matter, ma'am?
Police will take care of that.
And also, as far as the girls are concerned, they're saying
how
that
safe
there's
are
so
they?
much of political pressure. Are the girls safe? They are subjected to multiple rounds of questioning.
They are safe. You need not worry about the security of the children.
What about
They
you
are safe.
allowed in random whether anybody is
We have
allowed?
shifted them.
People are fearing that you're allowing influential people to enter Parliament.
No.
And what about the other children in the hostel?
They have been shifted.
What was the reason they were shifted to the hostel, ma'am?
You have to ask CWC.
Okay, they took a decision to shift.
Yes.
That means that there is a concern about the safety of the children in the
Yes,
hostel.
exactly.
There is a concern about their safety.
See, it is the Child Rights Commission has instructed to shift them. They have done that
Where have they been shifted, ma'am?
to various hostels. Wherever space is available, we have shifted them.
Ma'am, the protests are increasing every single day. Will you communicate with the SP on the same?
Yeah. I'll communicate to SP regarding.
Officials over here, they are saying that there's a complete injustice that is.
ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಅವರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಳಲು.
ಇದು ಪ್ರಕರಣ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಅವರ ಮಠಕ್ಕೆ, ಮುರುಘಾ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಮಠಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯ ದಲಿತ ಸಂಘರ್ಷ ಸಮಿತಿ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಮೂಲೆಯಿಂದ ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಜನ, ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಜನ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಮುತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಾಕುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಿತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆ ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ
ಖಂಡಿತ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ದಿನದ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆಯನ್ನ ಸಾಂಕೇತಿಕ ಧರಣಿಯನ್ನು ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ನಾಳೆ ನಾವು ಫ್ರೀಡಂ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಧರಣಿ ಸತ್ಯಾಗ್ರಹ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯಾದ್ಯಂತ ಫ್ರೀಡಂ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಳೆ ಬಂದು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾಳೆನೂ ಕೂಡ
So the DC in Chitradurga was carried out by the protesters. They were protesting outside her office, but she has made some important statements. One, that the minors who are the complainants and their families are safe, that no one need worry about their safety, that the children from the Mutt have been moved to various hostels on the recommendation of the Child Rights Protection Body, and that there will be, of course, a communication made to the police about how protesters are demanding timely action in this case. My colleague Ritu was also there. Ritu, important statements made there by the DC.
Yes, you see, when there were a couple of questions that were raised to DC, in fact, the DC happens to say that the girls are all safe. There's no need of worrying at all. The investigation is on, and it is all to the police to take up this level of an action. But when it comes to security and the protection of the girls, there's enough security that is being provided to these girls, so they're unnecessarily not required to, the people don't have to be panicked about it. They are being looked up to and looked up well as well. The investigation process is on in this whole issue. So this is something that the DC has to say. She also tried pacifying them that this protest must be stopped because this is somewhere going to hinder the investigation process too, because the investigation officers are all on toes to take up this whole process and ensure that the fair probe is being taken up. So that's what the DC has to say. But meanwhile, she's talking about how these girls were being switched or in fact being shifted to different hostels. The DC happens to say that as the investigation process is all on, and this somewhere also might affect these girls staying in the hostel. While most of these girls have moved out with their parents, few of them have went to their native, few of them are at the hostel. So few of them who were at the hotel are being taken to the different
hostels in the city.
So that
yes,
is
and a lot of these questions, Ritu, must actually go to the police. As the DC, I think, was also mentioning, as far as the investigation is concerned, that's not in her domain. These questions really need to be posed to the police as well in the city.
Yes, there's a whole question that is, has been raised from day one of this incident coming into the light, but you see, the police happens to be silent on this whole issue. They don't want to put out any kind of a statement. They are only saying that it's a complicated issue and the law will take its own course. So these are the only words that we are getting to hear from the police. In fact, we also been trying to reach out to police to have a word with them. But if they see there's no calls that are being picked up, no answer that is coming into from the police side. So that's the silence that they are maintaining. Now, what exactly? There are a couple of things that have been raised over here. The questions that are raised here is like why police is taking their own time in this whole investigation process, and the other one is what is the state government doing? Is it that they are scared of the fear and the role or the power that this Mutt holds? Are they scared of the fear from taking any action? So they say if this was a different case, by now the person would have had to go through a lot of procedure of the investigation and as well as had to be punished in a lot manner. So this is all for the other cases, but not in this particular case when there are continuous, the pressure that is being tried mounting from these protesters as well. You see, on the other side, the politicians are also giving a mixed reaction in it. There's only the backing statements coming in for the Seer, but not for these minors. That's the reason the protesters are turning up in a huge number, trying to get out the DC's vehicle as well, not letting her move out from her office for a regular demand that the immediate action and the immediate arrest of the Seer is their only demand.
Yeah. Of course, those demands will only continue to rise. Still, there is some notable action as far as this case is concerned under pocso and both the Prevention of Atrocities Against SC/ST Act. There is a provision of immediate arrest. Not sure why the police is taking a chance as far as this matter is concerned. Yes, of course, the person is an influential one and carries a lot of weight in political circles, but the police has to do its job, and if that means that an arrest needs to take place, then an arrest needs to take place. My colleague